Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. I thank you again for joining me. Today, I want to talk about I want to do an introduction on the books of 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. I just want to give you an overview of the book, and I encourage you to read these books, study them up. You know, that's what they're there for edification and enlightenment. So I'm going to start out with the first Thessalonians. I'm going to read this to you, a little information. First Thessalonians was compiled between 50 and 52 CE. It is agreed from both the narrative and early witnesses that Paul wrote this book, except for perhaps Galatians. This may be Paul's earliest epistle. Now, the background. This book is written to the assembly of Thessalonica. The city was located in Macedonia on the Thermaic Gulf, the Thermaic Gulf, south of Philippi. Its original name was Therma or Thermi, but was renamed by Cassander in honor of his wife, Thessalonica, daughter of Philip II and stepsister of Alexander the Great. Under Rome, this city gained importance. In 167 BCE, it was selected as a capital of the second district of Macedonia, and in 148 BCE became an official part of the Roman province. At the time of Paul's ministry, it had a population of about 200,000. It was no small size. This was no small size for the city in the ancient world. From biblical evidence, the assembly of Thessalonica included both Jewish and Gentile converts. You can find that in the book of Acts, chapter 17, verses 2 through 4. Shows Paul visiting the synagogue there for 3 consecutive Sabbaths and convincing many of Yeshua the Messiah. From chapter 1, verse 9, it is also evident that the assembly included many Gentiles also meeting on the Sabbath. Not just the Jewish, it was the Gentiles. Paul's message in both 1st and 2nd Thessalonians is largely prophetic regarding the second coming of Messiah. Each chapter in this first letter ends with the theme of Yeshua's return. He also focuses on righteous living and remaining productive in daily life. Chapter 4, verses 11 through 12. 3 times in these 2 letters, Paul is concerned that the believer be counted worthy of the kingdom. One of the most frequently quoted passages is chapter 4, verse 16 through 18, where Paul describes the second coming of Yeshua the Messiah. This is not to be confused with the doctrine of the pre-tribulation rapture. Yeah, the rapture, which lacks biblical support. Paul reveals there that when Yeshua returns, he will raise the elect, first the dead in Messiah, followed by the righteous still living at his return. So that was the first book of Thessalonians. Second one now. Let's go to the second letter. 2nd Thessalonians is compiled between 51 and 53 CE. It is agreed that both the narrative and the early witnesses that Paul wrote this book, it is one of Paul's earliest epistles. This epistle was written to the assembly of Thessalonica. The city was in Macedonia on the Thermaic Gulf. Its original name was Therma or Thermi, but was renamed by Cassander. Yeah, it's basically saying the same thing here. From biblical evidence, the assembly of Thessalonica included both Jewish and Gentile converts. It shows that again. But here's a significance of it. Paul's description of the lawless one, the anti-Messiah, in the 2nd chapter is one of the most significant in scriptures. He provides several important characteristics, including the fact that he will exalt himself above all that is called Elohim, or the Mighty One. He will sit in a restored temple or place of worship, and he will be consumed by the brightness or manifestation of the Messiah at his second coming. Without this key passage, less would be known about this ominous future tyrant. In addition to the prophecies of Daniel, Revelation, and Yeshua's Olivet prophecy, Mark 24 and Matthew 13, Luke 21, this passage by the Apostle Paul should be closely studied by all those with an interest in end time events. So, just like you said, Daniel and Revelations and all that prophecies. This second one it discusses end times events and this beast man tyrant who's going to be coming. And the Bible it reeks with prophecy. It does, the Old Testament and the New. But I encourage you guys to please study these letters. The First and Second Thessalonians. It's a matter of importance. It's just our salvation on the line right now. But that's all I wanted to say to that, and let's give you an introduction. And I thank you again for joining me. And please comment below and watch my other videos, and hit the like button, subscribe, and pound that notification bell. And anyways, until we meet again, I thank you again. Peace out and shalom.